Welcome back to the show. This is episode 3, and I have my guest,
Suzettee Wright of Urban Dialog with Suzettee.
And we are here for episode 3, and we are about to have a really good show. Now, I have something coming up. We're doing a sous vide steak. And if you have not had a sous vide steak, have you had a sous vide steak?
No, not at all.
Oh, you are in for a treat.
Okay, I love meat, so well, we're just gonna leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that. And if you have not, I've done sous vide on this show, so you're gonna get a second take of it with the steak. But instead of talking about it, as always, let's get to it. Okay, we are back. And so, you've never had a sous vide steak?
Never.
Oh.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, guess what? You're about to do everything.
Okay.
That way, if you ever need to do this again, you know firsthand. Okay. So, one of the first things we are going to do, before we do anything, we're going to season the steak.
All right.
So now, you want to take some of that olive oil and drizzle. Yep.
Generously, lightly?
Lightly.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yep.
Okay.
And we are going to brush that on. Yep.
All right, sides?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now we are going to take some of that salt.
Oh.
And we're going to sprinkle it on. Nice, generous.
Oh, generous.
Oh yeah, generous.
Okay,
very generous.
More?
More.
Okay.
Everybody that come on here are like afraid of the salt.
I'm afraid of the salt. Because my mother used to tell me you can always add salt, but you can't take it away.
You can't take it away.
So I'm always nervous.
So let's get some of that cracked pepper.
Okay. Good.
Now we're gonna flip that over. That is perfect.
All right.
And we are going to repeat.
Okay, repeat.
So now we've got that.
Looks like we're gonna throw it in there.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
We're gonna put it in here.
There we are.
Boom. We're gonna put this sideways.
Okay.
And so the next thing we are going to do, we're gonna add these.
Okay.
Inside.
So I'm not good at this.
Everything.
Is this thyme,
rosemary, thyme, and bay leaves.
Oh, bay leaves.
Yep.
Okay, and all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna put all of it in there.
Okay, yeah, all my herbs come dry in the shaker. I'm sorry.
Oh, we good. We're good.
This. Fresh all around.
Fresh all around. That's my thing. Now, we're going to open this because this is like one of my favorites. And everybody know how I am about roasted garlic. It's just like my absolute favorite. So what we are going to do, I'm gonna pour some of this oil.
Okay.
Because I want some of that oil. It's gonna give it a nice garlic flavor.
How many?
That's perfect.
Okay.
And put them in there.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Okay, so far I could do this.
So far you can do this. It's just like it's like taking candy from a baby.
Man, okay.
Now the next thing we're gonna take that olive oil.
Okay. More.
And we and just go for it.
Okay, you say when.
And when.
Okay.
So we have this and we got it all seasoned. Our next step is to vacuum seal it.
Let me slide this in here. Does it just come right out?
Yeah, once it's going to release.
All right. Beautiful.
We're going to put it in our vacuum seal, release it, and it's nice and sealed.
And beautiful already.
And doesn't it look great?
Already. Okay.
So the next step is we're going to put this in our sous vide bath. So we'll be right back. Okay. Okay, we are back and we're ready to drop this in our sous vide bath. So, one of the things I have is I have a Joule. And so there's an app for this and we are going to get it set. So what we'll do, we've already preheated this. I've had this preheating
Couple minutes.
couple minutes. Okay, I might have to reset it. Here we go.
That happens.
Technology, right? Connecting.
Okay, so while you're connecting, tell me what a sous vide bath is.
So what the sous vide method is the sous vide method is basically you're cooking this at a control, you're cooking your protein or your vegetable at a controlled temperature. And as you cook it at that controlled temperature, what it does, it regulates it and it get it to that perfect desired temperature. And so that's what the sous vide method is.
Thanks for that, because this is so new to me.
So we got everything going. We're gonna set our temperature. My favorite temperature is at like 129. So that's like a nice medium rare. That's cool with you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're not one of those well-done people.
No, I don't like those people, those well-done people. They don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
So
We're going to add our food.
we just drop this in here.
Yep. And what we're going to do, we drop it in there and we're going to make sure that this like hangs over.
Okay. As such.
Yep.
Okay.
And we close the lid on it.
Oh.
And there we are.
Okay, so far I could do this.
You can do this.
Okay.
So
All right.
this is going to cook at 129 degrees for an hour.
Okay.
So we got an hour. And we have a guest. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to do some talking.
It's gonna be a blast. I can tell already.
So we got this going. But you know what? Before we start doing some talking, what we're going to do also in the meantime, I am making a chimichurri sauce for this.
Oh.
And so what we're going to do is make a chimichurri sauce for this really quick.
Okay.
Which is going to be really, really simple, really easy. Now, this is really simple. It's amazing on the steak. And I know you had chimichurri sauce.
Okay, so I'll be honest, I'm not big on sauces on food because I love the taste of food. Can't you tell?
Okay.
Can you tell?
And that's great.
But I'm excited to see.
And I'll tell you this, oh my goodness. You are definitely in for a treat.
Hey.
So we're going to dump this garlic in here.
Okay, all of it inside.
All of it. Mm-hmm.
Boom.
And what I am going to do, I am going to have you crush that up.
Okay. I'm not a player. I'll just crush a lot.
Now we could have done this in our mortar and pestle. What I want you all to see exactly what's going on.
Okay, it's getting in the groove, so it's slipping away from me.
So, and I tell you what you do. If it's getting in the groove, what you do is boom.
Oh, come on, chef. Okay.
Get it out of the groove.
Yeah, absolutely. That was perfect.
Now we're going to add our parsley.
All of it.
Let's do about half of that.
Okay. Good?
You know, put all of it.
Okay. I'm
To
with
hell
you.
with it.
To hell with it. We stirring?
Not yet.
We waiting?
We're
Okay.
going to add our red pepper. Now these are habaneros. Habanero pepper. We're going to add it.
All of
it.
Okay.
Now I've taken the seeds out so it's not hot. You're just going to get like a little mildness from it. And already that looks really good.
It does.
Those colors are amazing.
Amazing.
Now we're going to add our red wine vinegar because we have to have acidity. Like my palates crave acid. I have to have some kind of acid in everything I do.
Okay.
Whether it's lemon juice or vinegar, my palate craves acid.
Okay. I'm with you.
So now we're going to add some oil.
This
We're
is
going to
when
need
you
about a
say
half a cup of oil, and I'll tell you when.
Okay, perfect. I could tell you learned how to cook by your grandmama too.
Yes. More so my mom.
Okay, now you're not over here.
Keep going. I got you.
Okay. feel like I want to be fancy.
Boom, you're good.
All right.
Now we're going to mix that around.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Oh,
Already. Oh
it
my
smells
God.
really amazing.
Amazing.
Then we're going to add a little salt to it. Some more.
See,
When I say a little, I mean a lot.
Okay, see? That's good?
A little more.
Oh, Lord.
Perfect.
Okay.
Now, our pepper. Now we're just going to mix that around.
I can see where you're going with this. I'm envisioning this cooked steak already.
Oh my God, it smells amazing. That garlic. And that's one of the things, that's why I enjoy using roasted garlic, because that roasted garlic gives it a really great fragrance. Nothing like roasted garlic. You did chimichurri.
I'm excited. Thank you.
You did.
Say it again.
You bagged our steak.
Okay, but what do we call it?
Seasoned.
What is this process?
Sous vide.
Sous vide. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I'm
So-
getting fancy, y'all.
We getting fancy in here. So we have our chimichurri all done, and what we're going to do is put a lid on this. Now with chimichurri, to develop these flavors, we want to let this sit for at least 10 minutes. You can do it overnight, 2 hours is great, but 10 minutes, it'll start developing flavor. So we're going to set this aside because we got an hour for our sous vide, for our steak to be prepared. So we have this done, all done. Our chimichurri is all done. We're gonna let this just sit for until our steak is ready. And we're about to have some conversation. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. And we, as I stated before, we have about an hour or so. It's perfect that we're gonna have some dialogue.
Exactly. This is my thing.
It's your thing.
You know, cooking is your thing, dialogue is my thing. What a perfect match this is.
And guess what? Since I don't have any questions or anything, so we're going to, I guess, ask each other.
You know, I could ask some of Urban Dialogue questions, but this,
Hey, let's do it. No.
This is PG.
No.
Okay.
This is yeah.
Listen, it's been about 18 years. I got all kind of questions.
You know what? Forget this app. We're about to ask some questions, some dialogue questions.
Okay, so well, I'll start with this because as I was preparing to come here, I was doing my eyebrows, and I thought to myself, everyone I've dated, I've either like waxed them, given a manicure, pedicure, I've done lock maintenance, and I was like, you know what? I'm adding all of these things to my what does she bring to the table?
What does she bring to the table?
So how do you feel about that question? Because I know a lot of people hate the question.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like to answer the question. But first, let's just start with how do you feel about the question itself?
The way I feel about the question itself, I'm okay with the question.
Okay.
I think, so here's my take on it. I think most people that may have an issue with the question probably don't bring much to the table.
Listen.
But look, when you bring something to the table, you don't mind asking that question. It's like, or answering that question.
Right.
Or asking it for, as a rebuttal or as a reply to the question.
Good. So, what do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? Well, first of all, I bring a really good plate of food to the table.
That's the best start. That is the best start.
Also, you know what, and it's funny because I really don't rely on my cooking. Like most people that I have dated, they do not know that I cook.
Really?
They do not know. I never lead off on it. I've been on dating sites and I never have it on my profile.
Okay.
Because I want them to get to know me for who I am, my personality. That's what I want to win them over. And so that's one thing I bring to the table. I think I bring a great personality to the table.
Absolutely.
I think I'm funny, charming, yeah.
So far,
those
I can
things.
agree. Yeah. And I saw what you did this week. You actually built a table.
I actually built a table. So the table that you're asking, what do I bring to? I can build that table.
He brings the table to the table.
I bring the table to the table.
Yes. And one of the things you just said, I completely kind of resonate with because I've never really dated anyone who has met me through my show. Because, I'm one person in front of the camera and then I'm somebody else behind it.
Yeah.
And so I would prefer that you not get to know me through the show, but just through me.
Right.
So yeah, I totally agree with that. Keep doing that.
Yeah, and it's something that I've always done because one of the things I don't want to do, one thing I don't want is, so it's like I said, I've been on dating sites and how they usually find out is they'll go to my Facebook page. You know, they're going to gonna check you out, see who they talking to.
You know the ladies.
Yeah.
We are like FBI investigators.
Yeah.
So yes.
And so every time they check me out, go to my profile, they're like, you didn't tell me that you cook. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess you found out now. It's not something that I lead with.
Right.
And one of the first questions, so when are you going to cook for me? I do this professionally.
That probably gets old.
It gets old.
Yeah.
I do this professionally. So me cooking for you, it's going to cost. I have to really like you to cook for you because, for me, cooking is something that is done with love and out of love. So I have to really be feeling you to cook for you.
Okay, you said something else that maybe so when they find out that you're a chef, are they intimidated to cook for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Some are, some aren't.
Okay.
And so some, like my girlfriend now, I remember when we first met, she cooked the meatloaf for me. She did a peach cobbler for me. So she wasn't afraid to cook. So she got out there and actually, she's like, hey, look, I can cook too. So what? You're a chef.
Okay. And does she expect a critique when she's done?
Most people look for a critique, but I tell them I'm a chef. I'm not a food critic.
Okay, good. Because I know if I cooked for you, I'd be like, okay, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Did I add enough of this? Okay, so next question. What are the top 3 things that you need in a relationship? And what are the top 3 things you want in a relationship?
Great questions.
Okay.
Top 3 things I need. Something that's really important to me. The top 3 things I really need. Someone that's supportive, someone that has a sense of humor. You have to have a sense of humor. I can't deal with anyone that just take everything seriously. So she has to have a sense of humor. And I'm a Libra.
Okay, what does that mean?
I am a Libra, so if you look at any Libra, people like some of the Libras I know, it's like Usher, Bruno Mars, Cardi B.
Okay.
They have to have someone nice looking.
Okay.
We like someone nice looking. So that's the 3rd thing I need. She has to be attractive.
Okay, before you move on, I have a sub question. What does supportive look like to you? Because you do a lot.
I do a lot.
So, do you need someone who is just, rubs you on your back and say, baby, it'll be okay? Or do you need her to like get behind the camera, maybe call somebody and set up an appointment? Like, what does support look like to you? Support
it's a little of everything.
Okay.
So it's some of the, baby is going to be okay, keep pushing through. That support, and also, sometimes get behind the camera.
Because what I found is dating people like us, we sort of need a girlfriend, boyfriend / assistant.
Yeah.
So, can you grab my makeup and give my spandex? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, totally get it. Okay.
I need you to hit the clapper for me,
Exactly.
Come on.
Okay, so now you're on your wants.
On my wants.
Yes.
Something that I want. I want someone that's who wants me, who shows interest in me. That's something that I really want. Someone, I when it comes to So initially, when it comes to sex, we're gonna say sex.
Okay, let's jump right in, y'all.
I'm kind of reserved until I get the green light, because I don't want to like be too forward with my approach, so I kind of like dial back.
I'm formulating so many more questions. Go right ahead.
So I kind of like dial back until I get that green light, but once I get that green light, I'm all in.
Okay.
So I want someone that's also spiritual as well.
Grounded in some faith.
Yeah, grounded in some faith. Here's something crazy. I actually want her smarter than me.
Come on now. I love to hear that.
Yeah, I love a woman that's smarter than me.
They can learn you a thing or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also great where I can learn someone that's smarter than me a thing or two.
I love it.
Because it shows that, you know, I also bring something to the table. And most women that I have dated or been in a relationship with, they've all been really, really educated.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I go for.
Okay. I love that. Now, so when you say educated, you mean lots of degrees?
Lots of degrees,
Okay,
just book smart,
Okay.
And some street smart. That's another one. She has to have some. I need someone with some street.
She gotta
smart
know when you
too.
run. That means we running.
We running. Right. If I do one of these, I don't need you standing.
Girl,
with
what are you doing? We running.
We running.
Okay.
What's going on? No, I need you street smart.
Perfect. Okay. So you said some things that I now have to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
First, you mentioned words of affirmation, so I'll just ask you, what is your love language?
According to the test.
Okay.
My love language is touch and quality time.
Okay.
More quality time than physical touch. But I always tell people, they ask me what's my love language, and I'm like, my love language is peace. I have to have peace.
I'm so glad that you said that, because I've had a lot of conversations in the recent weeks about what that means for men. Mm-hmm. And clearly I'm not a man, but I date a lot of women. Mm-hmm. And God, they are not peaceful sometimes. And I kind of really realized that one of the parts of peace, at least for me, because I need you to bring some peace too. Mm-hmm. One of the parts of peace is when I just kind of sit back and have a good view of you. Mm-hmm. How many fires am I gonna have to put out?
Yes.
By dealing with you. Like, that's a part of peace. Like,
that
to
is
me,
definitely a part of peace.
Yeah, like, I don't look for a woman that's independent. I like self-sufficiency. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to have to do a lot of math. Like, I don't want to solve a lot of problems. So, I mean, not that I won't solve a few, but if you come with a lot of problems, you don't come with a lot of peace.
You don't come with a lot of peace.
So that's a thing.
Yeah, that peace is like huge for me to that.
All right, next question. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that green light. Let's go right back.
Okay.
That did not get past me. So once you're given the green light, what do you go do? We're talking about sex now. Remember, you said, once I get the green light, okay, so what happens after that?
The green light, I aim to please. I am like Captain Kirk of Star Trek. I boldly go where no man has gone before.
Okay! I love that! Because, you know, some men don't boldly go many places.
They don't boldly go many places.
So, I love that. Okay. So, let's just have a little more sex conversation. So let's talk about needs and wants of sex.
Needs and wants of sex, yeah.
Okay, so what do you need? I can almost guess the number one answer on the board, Steve.
Sex. You so damn stupid.
Oral. Come on.
Everyone needs that. I need that, yes.
You know what, and I love this conversation about oral and men, because I am so bewildered that men will commit to a woman that doesn't provide it. When they know that that's like the number one thing they're looking for. So I'm always like, I know all these ladies that really do it. And they're single. What is happening in the world? Like, Can you explain the phenomenon at all?
So, and I'll tell you what. Here's what happens. It starts off that way, where they're into it and they have no problem doing it, and then it becomes special occasions. It becomes Valentine's Day,
Your birthday.
Christmas, and I don't even think Christmas because Christmas.
Right. You know what? That's so you get the bait and switch.
Right.
That's so unfortunate. But I will say this, and because I want your viewing audience to hear this, I was not always a fan, but I was watching one of those shows late at night with the older white lady, you know, who used to talk about sex education all the time.
Yes, I remember her.
And she said that a man's penis is like a little miniature version of himself. So when you don't perform or you reject it, he takes it personal, like a personal rejection.
We do.
Okay, so yeah, so then I was like,
I can attest to that.
So moving forward, for the guys I really liked, I go to town. So the way that I perform is directly tied with how much I like you.
More power to you.
That's a thing. Okay, so let me see. Let's talk about some like hot topic questions that are like always great debates on Facebook. So the $100 date.
The $100 date.
How do you feel about that?
Look. So y'all probably gonna trip out on this.
Okay.
I'm okay with the $100 date, but I try to. It's not about money. It's not about money for me. More so about a good time. But I try not to let my first date exceed $40.
$40? Look, man, $35. That's the lowest I can go. You're killing me.
Okay, so this is
so
good.
with
So
that, you have to be very creative.
Yes, and so now that I know that's your thing, just can you throw out a couple of tips for the men in the world who don't know how to operate? Because I think you can be very entertaining with $40.
You can be very entertaining with
$40. So like what types of stuff do you do?
So some of the things that I have done, I have gone to Dunkin' Donuts and got a couple of smoothies and walked downtown. And if you know some history about downtown, you can pretty much give her history of the building, like the Wrigley building. There's so much history in the Wrigley building. Like most people didn't know that Wrigley started off selling soap.
Oh, I didn't
detergent.
know that either. See, I'm already interested in your date. Yeah.
So they started off selling detergent, and what they would do, they would put a stick of gum in the detergent. But the gum became more popular than the soap.
Okay.
And so people start asking about the gum, and so they switched over from buying soap to gum.
That's the way you pivot.
And the first, their main was juicy fruit.
Okay, so it wasn't even the spearmint.
Nope,
it was juicy fruit. First. And you know what? This is great because women do like that too. They like to, learn things.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is great. A walk downtown, if you know some fun facts like that, she's all in.
She's all in.
I love that. Okay, so.
Sipping on 2 $5 smoothies.
Right.
$10 date, and you have the best time of your life.
Right, and so I'll tell you for me, what's really good is that, so now that I do have a membership to the Museum of Science and Industry, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I can take, I always get a +1. It's free, so it's $50 for an annual membership. And then all year long, I can take anybody to the museum and tell them all kind of fun facts about the stuff I've already learned.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways to.
A lot of ways. I'm gonna tell you another one that most people don't do. Like you go downtown, get off on Canal, and there's the French Market. So you go to French Market, grab a couple of sandwiches. It's gonna cost you about $10 for a couple of sandwiches. Then you walk a little further down, hop on the water taxi, and take the water taxi. And explore the city on the water.
That's ingenious.
Most people do not take the water taxi. They only take the bus or the train.
And I have heard about the water taxi, never been on it, always doing those tours that are like, right off of Michigan Avenue. But
and it's not even a tour.
Right, but.
This is just actually the taxi. It takes you to different stops.
Yeah, but that's genius.
It's genius, yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
Hey.
I'm gonna use that. If you see me on the water taxi, don't say nothing.
And the ticket is like $5.
Oh, see?
And
Come
you stay on it as
on.
long as you want to, just going back and
All
forth.
right, you got some
and it
good
takes
stuff.
you to, it takes you from Chicago all the way down to Chinatown.
And then you can stop maybe in Chinatown, get you some dinner, and
Now,
taxi
hop
back.
back on the water taxi and you're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, $40 and under dates.
$40.
By Chef Sam Marshall. All right, I'm trying to think of another question that's like burning up on Facebook that people are like arguing about every day. Because, you know, have you not noticed that like men and women seem to be at war with each other?
The gender wars. Oh my goodness.
Like everyone wants a relationship, but we spend so much time fighting with each other. How do we get there? Like,
My thing with the gender war, this is why I said it will always be a war. Because everyone wants to prove a point and no one wants to understand each other. Everyone wants to prove a point why men are this or why women are that, instead of trying to understand why women are this or why men are this.
Yeah.
No one's trying to understand and get to the root. We're so focused on the surface, we don't want to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is understanding why.
yeah, because it reminds me of, would you rather be right or would you rather be together?
Right.
And like you said, like everyone's so fixated on proving their point. Well,
Yeah.
it's this way. And no one's, like you said, no one's really listening to each other.
No one's listening to each other, and I see it all the time. They said the dating pool has pee in it. Well, that's on both ends, because there are some women that just don't, that just combative, that just has to be right all the time, who won't listen, who think that, who take offense to the word submissive. That's another one.
It is.
Being submissive. Now, being submissive. Let's talk about that one.
Yes, please. I love this. Come on.
Now, being submissive. I love a woman that is submissive. I have never had a woman not be submissive to me. And the reason being because I know how to be submissive to her. And so it starts with being submissive to her, where she in return the favor. She have no problem letting you lead when she see that you are capable of leading. And I show capabilities of leaving.
Absolutely.
Of leading,
Yeah.
not leaving.
Right. That's totally different.
That's totally
right.
different.
Okay. But no, that's amazing. And I do think that speaks a lot. You said you've never dated a woman who was not submissive. And I think that speaks a lot to your character, because it does, like you said, there's something that a woman has to see in a man for her to be submissive. And one of those things is, you know, I think men oftentimes think of women wanting security in financial terms.
Yeah.
And really, a lot of times we're looking for emotional security.
That's it.
We just really need a place to feel like we're safe with you. And once we can sense that, it's easy to be submissive, and it's right in the pocket where we want to be.
It's right in the pocket, yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
There's this song, and I forget who sang it, and it said, I feel so comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And once a woman feels comfortable with you, that means she can open up, she can talk, she can express herself without feeling any type of way. She have no problem submitting. Have no problem. I've never had a problem
And
with a woman submitting.
it's crazy because I just think that more women really want it. They really do want it. That's where they want to be. And they're just kind of looking for the place where they can just, we're waiting to exhale. I'm sorry to go back, you know, to the 90s, but we really are. That's the place where we're waiting to exhale. We want to submit. It's like,
Right. And
do you like spooning?
I enjoy spooning until it gets hot.
Okay. Right?
Body heat is warm.
It is, yes.
We're under a comforter, a blanket, and a sheet.
Right.
That body heat is trapped
hot.
under that. And my body heat is hot.
Same. So I'm a spooner to a point. As a man, is it okay for you to be the spoon-e?
Yeah, I enjoy that, man. Look,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Okay.
That's like one of the best feelings in the world, because what it is, it's like your woman is covering you.
Oh.
It's like a covering. And every man wants to know that his woman has his back. And that's what that is for me. It's like a covering.
I love that. I
Yep.
love that.
And
Good
because
stuff.
once she gets to that point where she's comfortable enough and I become the spoonie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a covering to me.
Oh, I love
It's like,
that.
man, this woman has my back.
Yeah.
Like I know she literally has my back.
Oh, I love that. That's good to know because it seems like I've heard some men say that it sometimes feel emasculating that, they would be spooned, but it seems like you said, it would be a comfort.
It's a comfort to know that your woman is where she's comfortable enough to back.
Okay, and so for me, I don't like being the spoonie because of the hot reason.
Yeah.
And maybe this time in my life, I especially don't like it because it's hot. I have warm summers sometimes. But I love to be the spooner. And I always say, give me the booty side. Because it's the back side.
Right.
Come on, give me the booty side. So, yeah, that's a thing in my life. Give me the booty side.
The booty side.
We talked about earlier you being okay with like you being on the first floor and they might be in the basement doing the laundry, whatever. That's quality time. So I know for me, I'm that way because I'm an only child.
Okay.
Well, I was raised an only child. My father has lots of kids, but my mom just had me. So living in the household, it was just me. So I'm really good with alone time. Like
Okay.
it's a necessity for me.
Oh my God, it is for me too.
Is it now? Are you an only child?
No, and that's why alone time is so great because there were 10 of us in the house.
Oh my
So I did not, it was hard to get alone time. So now I enjoy alone time.
Okay.
It's like something I crave alone time. Like back here when the world shut down, like I had no idea I was quarantining already. I didn't know that was the word for it.
Right, because when I heard everyone saying, "Oh my God, I'm having a hard time. I'm in the house," I'm like, "Yeah, this is regular. This is great."
I do every
It
day.
gave me an excuse to like not have to like say I'm not coming out the house.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, this is great. No one's expecting me to be out. This is great." So yeah, I totally. Yeah, quality time is a thing for me. Now, when dating, do you think that women take that personal? Like, do they understand your alone time, or are they like? If you have the choice of seeing them in alone time and just one time you pick your alone time, are they taking that personal?
Oh yeah, they do. Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot count the number of times where women have taken it offensive.
Yeah.
But like, no, it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
I just need some alone time.
Yeah.
Is everything okay? Everything is fine.
Okay.
I just need my alone time.
Exactly.
Are you tired of me?
No. Like, I just need to recharge.
Right,
Because this
yeah,
is one of the
that's it.
things that I found in dating women. Like, that whole thing about you can either have my time or my money. Like, that's really true. You know what I mean? Like, I know you want to go all these places and do all these things, but you don't have to work for us to be able to do that. Like, I have to create an income for that.
Right.
And so I would always be having this hard time where it was like, oh, well, you're always working. Well, you always buying. So what you want me to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
I can be a workaholic. Oh my God, I have like so much going on. So sometimes I have to try to find that balance.
Yeah. You know what? I do too, because I'll be honest with you. I have tried to take, because of what I do, I can do any day of the week at any time. It's hard for me to take time off. Like if I'm at home and I'm not doing something, I feel very guilty and very unproductive.
Oh, not me.
No, I really do. Like I just had my birthday is 4/20. And I took like 9 days off and I was like, oh my God. I was like having anxiety. I was like, I'm not working. I didn't make any money today. Like it's a thing. Like I'm trying to create some balance for myself.
Yeah, that me time, it's very important for me. Like I took an entire week off last week. An entire week. I'm like, but I did things around the house that I needed to, needed to get done. I built a table, got the backyard together.
Yes, I saw that. Beautiful.
Yeah, so those are the things that I did. But even that, I think that Friday, that last day, table was built, everything was done. I didn't have to do anything. I sat on the couch all day, did not do anything. And it felt so peaceful and relaxing.
I'm gonna get to that. I promise somewhere in the near future, I am going to have some guilt-free downtime.
Look,
but it's hard.
That guilt-free downtime is critical. It is critical for me. Like, I have to just be doing nothing. I have to have that time where there's absolutely nothing to do. I don't want to even, I turn my phone off. I don't want to do, I had a client actually told me, he was calling me, he's like, hey man, you're gonna lose a lot of business because you won't answer your phone. I said, well, if I lose that business, my me time is very important to me. So I understand that you need to get things done, but my peace of mind, my me time is more important than doing your project.
Yeah.
I understand that you need to get something done, but I need to get something done. So we are back, and our steak is all ready. So
this looks so good.
So we have this out of our water, and this is a nice medium rare. Now, when you open this,
okay,
get ready for the aroma.
Okay, I can't wait.
Go ahead, cut it open.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
All right, go ahead, open it.
Oh my goodness.
You smell that?
It smells so good. It does. It seems like it's gonna melt in my mouth.
Oh,
I cannot wait.
So now what we're going to do, we're going to take this out. Because basically this is already cooked.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take all of these little tidbits, and most people when they do it, they'll use these to put in the oil. There's no need to, because it's been cooking.
Good.
It smells amazing.
It does.
So here we go.
Amazing.
We got it. And the next thing we are going to do is we're going to pat this dry, because we want to remove any moisture from here. Because it does release some moisture. So we want to try to remove all the moisture we can, even though there is oil here, but we want to remove all the moisture.
Okay.
And we're going to add oil back to this.
Okay.
So we have that. We have it unveiled, and it smells good, doesn't it?
It does.
Like,
it really does.
It smells amazing. The only thing left is to put this on a hot pan now. Put it in a hot pan, and we're going to get a really, really great sear. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and one of the first things we're going to do, we're going to cook off some mushrooms just to have with this. We got a hot pan. Let's throw some oil in there.
I say
a lot of oil.
Oh, lots of oil?
Yeah, lots of oil. Beautiful.
All right.
And we're just going to toss these mushrooms. And one of the cool things about mushrooms is it is hard to overcook mushrooms. You cannot overcook mushrooms.
Good to know.
It is impossible to overcook mushrooms.
So they don't change like texture or?
The texture of it doesn't change.
Okay.
They shrink, but the texture still stays the same.
Gotcha.
You start to develop in flavor. Now we don't want to add salt to this, because salt, what happens is salt, mushrooms have a lot of moisture. And so we don't want to bring that moisture out of those mushrooms just yet. We want them to cook, to get a little soft, and then what we'll do is we'll add our salt to this and give it some flavor.
That looks great.
I got some of this garlic Parmesan butter.
How much?
You get a nice heaping spoonful.
Oh wait, like this here?
Oh yeah, like that.
Okay, good.
Boom,
okay.
That is perfect.
There we go.
Now this is going to help flavor it without adding the salt. and give it some flavor. You smell that?
Yeah, already.
Oh, that garlic.
It is a life changer, right?
This is a life changer. And now you can see how it's starting to get a little soft.
Yes.
Mushrooms, where they, instead of so firm, they're starting to lose its shape now. And that's when we can add our salt. You don't want to add too much salt because the garlic parmesan has salt already in it.
Okay. Do you like cooking with unsalted butter?
I always cook with unsalted butter.
Okay.
It's the only butter I cook with, unless it calls for salted butter.
Okay.
Then I'll use it. But I usually cook with unsalted butter. That way I can control the salt.
Okay, that's what I hear.
Yep.
Right.
Another thing, you like spice?
A little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
So we're going to, just a little bit. We're going to add too much heat.
Okay.
I like just a little hint of spice.
Same. Although if it's too overbearing, then
Yeah.
because I really do enjoy the taste of whatever it is I'm cooking itself.
I don't want that heat where I can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So now we have our mushrooms. Boom. They're all ready.
Okay. Let me just.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
Set those aside. I have I did a cauliflower puree also that I have warming up. You can check, I'll have the link in the description. I also have the recipe for this in the description, but I have that link in the description to the video for our cauliflower puree.
And can I also just say thank you for doing a low carb meal, because I am trying to slim down some. I'm doing this Weight Watchers
My
thing.
pleasure.
And so this is almost 0 points right now. Like, I think I might have to add points for butter, but I'm perfectly okay with that.
Cool.
That's always the points I'm willing to sacrifice.
Oh yeah, for flavor, yeah, butter. Gotta have butter.
Yes.
And you see how this pan is smoking?
Yes.
That's what we want. We
Okay.
want a smoking hot pan. So now we're going to place our steak. And here's one of the things, whenever you're placing something with oil, always away from you. So if it comes to splash, it doesn't splash this way.
Okay.
So when you, if your tongues are that way, you're gonna go that way with it.
Go this way with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And that way if it drops,
Right.
it splashes
Perfect.
that way
Good to know.
instead of splashing on you.
This is like a meat lover's dream right now.
Yes, it is.
And I also say I'm usually afraid of getting my butter at this high temperature because I'm always thinking it's gonna like burn or. Okay.
And what we're going to do is baste this.
Yes, I'm learning some things.
And just let that butter
Oh my
do its
God.
job, because that pan is already hot, nice and hot.
Yes.
And all we are doing is just getting this butter everywhere. Now what you're going to do is take it and flip it on the other side.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. All right, let's go with it. See that crust.
Oh my goodness. Oh, beautiful already.
All right, we are all ready. What we're going to do, remove this to our cutting board.
Okay.
All right, our steak is all rested, and one of the things you want to do, you want to let this rest for about 5 minutes, because we want these juices to redistribute throughout the meat. Now, I am going to remove this here. This is good eats,
Definitely.
but I'm going to remove this cap and this cap, and we are going to slice into here and check our doneness. And oh my goodness, that is, oh yeah,
Perfect. That is perfect.
that is perfect. You ready for this?
I am. The conversation was great, but this is what I came for.
I know, right? We have this, and we're going to Reveal it.
Oh,
That is perfect.
perfection.
Then we have our cauliflower puree, which we are going to dial right here and put a little right here.
Amazing.
Have some mushrooms. I'm gonna place right here.
Guys, this is amazing. Okay.
And then, I think that's what she's been waiting for.
Right, it smelled so good when we were making it. Yep. Come on, somebody. You know, that's one of my favorite things, you know, like when black people congratulate each other, they usually have a typical phrase, you go girl, something. I always say, come on, somebody.
Come on, somebody.
Come on.
You know what my favorite one is?
What is it?
Come through.
Come through, chef, come through.
Put a little
Because here's the other part to cooking, presentation.
Presentation.
And goodness, this is phenomenal.
You want a glass of wine with this?
No.
Oh, you can't? You can't?
This is the moment of truth.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So, we are ready to dig in. And let's just dig in.
Cheers. Ting.
Grab a piece.
Okay, I'm gonna go right.
Now, cheers.
Cheers. It is everything.
I like that acidity.
And I knew it was gonna melt in my mouth this way.
That's the cauliflower puree.
So much better than mashed potatoes.
So much better.
No, I'll be honest, I was not expecting this.
I know you wasn't.
But this is so good. Oh my gosh, Sam. All the talking is over.
Ain't no more dialogue. It's just it. So, look, we're about to match. So, as always, thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Look, subscribe, like, and share this video. And smack that notification bell. That way you stay up to date on the next video that's coming out. And until then, happy eating and peace out. And tell them where they can find you.
Oh, I'm Urban Dialog everywhere. No UE on Dialog, Urban Dialog, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, everything, TikTok, everything.
TikTok, yep.
Urban Dialog, y'all.
I'll have the link in the description. Hey, peace out. We're about to match.